In episode 10.3 of Unshuffled, we check out the third album from Pallbearer. It's called Heartless. Righto, let's get into it. Welcome, listeners. Welcome to Unshuffled. I'm your host, Matt. Joining me, as he always does, my man in Japan, Mr. Scotty D.
Morning, Matt. Morning, everybody.
We've got an album to talk about. This is Unshuffled, so we're bringing back the album. We're doing it band by band, album by album. Our current band is Pallbearer, and we're on to their third album today. It's called Heartless. Heartless. I got things to say about it. I hope you got things to say about it. You got things to say about it, Scott?
I do. I got things to say. I like that no matter how much you sort of emphasized or enunciated Heartless, you still miss that R.
Yeah, it doesn't exist in... I can't even see it. Heartless. And it's their third album. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't listened to Heartless by Pallbearer, the whole idea of this podcast is that you're supposed to listen to it before you listen to us. So go and have a listen now. It's readily available on all major streaming services. Of course, we'd always recommend you buy the physical media if you can, or at least download it from Bandcamp. But whatever you choose is fine, really. But have a listen, because there's nothing worse than listening to two blokes talking about an album that you've never heard. So go and have a listen. Then come back and listen to this. It'll make much more sense, and you'll feel much more engaged in our little conversation here. All right. With that said, Scott, talk us through the details.
So this is the third album, Heartless. It looks like March 24th, 2017 is when this one was released, which is like, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years after the last one. The producer was Pallbearer. So this one band self-produced. This is, I think, if I'm remembering, this is a new direction for them, right?
The last one was in Portland with the fancy Billy Anderson.
Billy Anderson did it right. They're still on Profound Lore label. I say still because I'm almost positive the next album we're going to hear is not. This one was recorded in Little Rock, which I believe is where they're from. So I suppose it's self-produced. They've moved back home. The album artwork is by Michael Lyerly, who is the brother of Mark Lyerly. Get to him in a second. And the lineup has not changed since the last album, except we've added some synthesizers and a little bit more vocals. Brett Campbell, vocals, guitar, synthesizers. Joseph D. Rowland, bass, vocals, synthesizer. Devin Holt, guitar, vocals. And Mark Lyerly, brother of Michael, on drums.
Yeah, so normally at this point we talk album artwork, and so let's do that now. You've commented on their previous albums about the amount of space around the picture on the album cover, and they've got that again, that big empty space. This time it's kind of a sort of mauve. And in the center, the center image here is a picture of it looks like a stone giant, or some sort of, it's like set in among the mountains there, or maybe it's a mountain that's turning into
mountain coming to life,
something like that. But quite an image. And then on the back of the CD booklet, you get the sort of shadow of the giant with the sort of fearful humans running away or something below. In the center, there's a lovely picture of a woman. It's a monochromatic thing with a sort of woman dancing, it seems, in a circle, which is some very nice brushstrokes there. I assume it's all by this Michael Lyerly fellow.
Oh, okay. That was the inside cover. I couldn't tell if that was a photo or a painting. It's a painting?
No, it's a painting.
Oh, okay. All right.
So some really nice artwork. I don't think they've lost anything here. In fact, I think of the three, this is perhaps my favorite I mean, I like that the fantasy and the sci-fi stuff from the last two. This one, I think, is even better. I really like this
Yeah.
image of this stone giant awakening.
Huh. Yeah, no, I would definitely rank this cover above the others if
Yeah,
we were doing that.
yeah. So really nice. Again, showing that you can do things in house and still get a great result if you, as long as you know or are related to talented people, you're fine. Interesting, the production change, right? I mean, I think that's an interesting move to go from the big name, which worked really well. The last album was beautifully produced, but now they've just sort of brought it all back in house, gone back to their hometown, and I like the production on this one too.
Yeah, see, I mean, I talked about this in the last one too, and I have nothing to base this on other than the fact that Joseph D. Rowland just seems to be getting busier and busier with every album, and I think he's one of those. And we talked about this, where sometimes in the band, like that where the bass player is like secretly the hands down best musician out of the lot of them. And I think this is one of those situations, and I wonder if it's just kind of, you know what, they're like, we've got experts in house, so let's do this on our own.
Yeah. So I look, I don't think the production suffered at all, despite moving back home. And then that maybe there's some benefit to recording in your hometown on familiar territory. But yeah, the artwork's great. Nice little CD booklet with some purples and mauves throughout, which I really like. All right, now we've got four categories of song that we're going to do. Which now there's more songs on this album than previously. We're up to 7 songs now, and they're not all as long as we're used to. So there's sort of cut the song lengths back. We can talk about that as we go. Let's get into the songs, and as always, we'll start with the opener, just so we can have something in common to chat about, and then we'll pick out our favourites and a few other little categories as we go. Do you want to start with your first impressions of the opening track and talk us through that?
Actually, I'm wondering if you shouldn't start because my opener and killer are going to sound very familiar,
Ah,
very
okay.
similar.
All right. Well, let me talk you through my thoughts on my first impressions on listening to it and the opening track in general. So, look, my first thought was, and this was way back in Bologna. You remember the first time I listened to it was walking home after our previous uh, podcast recording, and I just thought this is new. Like this is quite a new direction for the band. It didn't instantly seem as crushingly heavy. So there was less emphasis on just crushing you, and a bit more intricacy in the guitars. The vocals, again, we noted the improvement in the vocals from the first album to the second, and I think they've gone up a notch again. He's really growing in confidence, it seems, and the harmony. So you mentioned in talking through the lineup of the band that there just seems to be a lot more harmonies, a lot more emphasis on harmonies. I love harmonies in music, in vocal harmonies in particular, and there's some really nice harmonies in this first song. It's a shorter song, so it's in that way it's less demanding of the listener. So I can't remember what it checks in at. Have you got the time length here for the first?
Yeah, 6:21.
Yeah, so much shorter than those 10, 12-minute epics that we're used to off the previous couple of albums. What else did I note down? So at the 3.5 minute mark, it changes. And there's a few other songs on the album where I thought, that sounds like a particular other band. And it was a different band each time. This time, at 3 minute 30 mark, I thought, oh, this sounds like Tool.
Hmm.
So it was a strange time signature. And then, now excuse the word, but soaring. There's a few soaring moments on this album, but there was a sort of soaring part with some vocal rounds. So not just harmonies, but vocal rounds. And I just thought, I don't know, something about that time signature and that whole sort of euphoric, cathartic section that sounded very toolish to me. Really noticed the instrument separation and each instrument playing their separate role. And I think just having a bit more space in the production allowed for that. And then, like, that was it. The fact there was only 6 more minutes meant that it was so much more accessible. So I thought it was a great opening track and marked a real change in direction for the band. So you obviously liked it too.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, and you say this whole thing about the direction shift for the band. I think this album, I feel like even the songwriting contributions have grown from album to album to album. On this one, Brett Campbell, Joseph D. Rowland, who wrote several songs on the last album, and now Devin Holt as well. And so three of the four are songwriters for this song. It is shorter, as you said, and I like that actually. I think that, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, I guess, but I do kind of like some of these shorter songs. I like the more concise, and but anyway, from the beginning, as you mentioned, the very very opening, you're like, oh, this is different, and I like the we couldn't even get past song one without mentioning soaring, but that sort of Metallica fan in me loves that sort of soaring dual guitar at the beginning, right, where they're kind of just sort of rising and falling, and it was very sort of, I don't know, it has kind of this old school Hetfield Hammett vibe to it, and the fact that it starts with that and then the vocals come in and just even the production value. So I think he's becoming a better singer, and he definitely stretches his range on this album, on several songs on this album, but even just like the way that the vocals are mixed into the music is just, I don't know, it's more dominant, right? With each album his vocals coming more and more to the forefront. The opening riff isn't as doomy, and you had already mentioned this as sort of the past albums. I think it's still like in like drop C or whatever, sort of that cringy kind of sound, that crunch that they're still getting, and they still get it at like the turnaround when they go through the verse and then they turn around and come back. It kind of, each one ends with that sort of that the harmonies you've already mentioned, and the kind of, you said Tool, I said like a proggy shift, like
Yeah,
the
it's
320
definitely
mark.
proggy.
Yeah.
They're getting proggier.
Yes, yes. But I really like this song. And I think I liked this song maybe for just how different it is. I
Mm,
really, I can appreciate when a band kind of, they've sort of found their comfort zone. And then when they try to explore outside of that and it works,
mm,
I'm there for that.
yeah,
And I think that this song is kind of evidence of them doing that.
yeah,
They're
definitely.
definitely, I don't know that I can call them doom anymore. I think this whole thing started with us wanting to review a doom band, and I feel like they've still got the tunings of a doom band, but I feel like we've moved past that.
Yeah, I think you might be right. There's a lot more space now,
Yeah,
and then yeah, you get shorter songs, proggy bits. Yeah, it's all nice. Was that your killer as well? Then the opener.
yeah. So that was my opener and my killer,
Ah, double whammy.
double whammy.
That's a first. Oh well, that gives you one less song to talk about. It wasn't my killer. I loved it, but there was a song that I thought was even better. So this is our favorite track on the album. This category. Mine was track 6, the title track, "Heartless." I freaking love this song. I mean, lyrically alone, it's enough. I love the lyrics of this song and just what it's about. This song is about someone taking revenge on their own heart, their ruined heart, by casting it out of their chest, tearing their own heart out of their chest and throwing it away. And the lyrics are great. This blood red tyrant now overthrown, referring to their heart. Musically, it's got a great chuggy riff at the start and towards the end, and this really cool, trippy, washed out section in the middle. And then right towards the end is this my favorite part on the album, this magnificent final section where he sort of gets to enjoy the victory he's had over his own heart. But of course, it's a Pyrrhic victory, like, I defeated you, heart, damn you. Its grievances at last atoned. And of course, now he's going to die. So, unfortunately. So I don't know. There's just this real emotional resonance in this great theme, this great concept for this song, and the music's just fantastic. That last section, as cold as ancient stone, with all those harmonies all coming together at this the sort of climax of the song. I just thought "Heartless" was a great song. Maybe one of my favorite songs that we've heard all time on our podcast. I really enjoyed this so much. This is just a mature band at the peak of their songcraft and just putting together a classic. I loved the title track, Heartless. So that's my vote.
Of all time. Wow.
Maybe, I don't know. It's up there. I'd have to stop and think, but I really like this song.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
huge
All right.
call.
Yeah.
Maybe
Big
it's
swing.
recency bias. Bit recency bias. Who knows?
Okay, well, so that takes us into our grower. For me, I think the one that, because I didn't, the grower for me is Cruel Road. That's track 5. And for me, this is definition of grower. I wasn't sold on it the first couple of listens, to be honest, but it started to grow on me. I really like sort of that there's that guitar solo that kind of just starts the song, right? Kicks the whole thing off. The chorus, I really like the phrasings and the vocal style in the chorus, and it's like it's not what it used to be, and rekindle memories, and pray this time will not leave. But there's a stylistic way that he's singing it, the way that he's emphasizing kind of the phrasings, and I really like it. It was just sort of, I found it catchier and catchier each time that I listened to it. And then again, the guitar solo coming out of the second chorus is so good. It's just, I don't know what's, the guitar solos all over this album are so good. It's got like that, just because I don't know a better word, so I'll steal from Led Zeppelin. It's like this grungy kind of just sound, and it's chaotic, and then it sort of like leads to this dual chromatic scale of the bridge, and it starts with this cool guitar solo, and it kind of just comes off on this cool guitar solo as well. So this is a song that the more I listened to it, the more I appreciated what it was doing.
Yeah, I really like this one. This is probably the rockiest song on the album. Sort of had some real head bobby, like cool riffs, rockier tempo at times. So yeah, I like that one as well. Good choice. But the one I went for as my grower was actually, actually I've got two. I'm going to go for the saddest song on the album as my grower. Which was track 3. It's called Lie of Survival, or is it The Lie of Survival, or just Lie of Survival? I think it's
just Lie of Survival.
Lie of Survival. And I think the strings in this one, I know they're synthed strings, but I think they really hit me. And the lyrics, there's great. I really like the lyrics of this band. This is about the abandonment and extinction of humankind. But I just really love the synths that lead in and out of this song and sort of come back. And the way the song sort of winds down towards the end, which reflects what they're singing about. You're the English teacher. Who was it? This is how it ends, not with a bang, but with a whimper. It's an English poet. No?
It is. Is it like Eliot?
I think it's Eliot. I'm guessing
Hold
Eliot.
on. I'm looking. Yeah, it is. Hollow Men by T.S. Eliot.
Hollow Men, T.S. Eliot. Yeah. We'll link to Hollow Men in the show notes. Not only a great poem, but Hollow Man is a great song by Entombed. But yeah, like just the way it winds down to this whimper, and you feel the weight of the extinction of our race. I mean, it's so sad. Like it really hits you. I don't know. I really like sadness as an emotion to convey in art. I think that this is just a sad song, and so beautiful. Like, think of like a lone bagpiper standing on a hill after the battle's been lost or something. I don't know. Just that sort of emotion I love from music. So I felt that here, and it kind of grew on me. It didn't stand out at first because it was a bit gentler or less obvious, but just that eventually it won me over.
So that's the perfect segue into my filler.
Yeah.
All right. Now, in the sense of the filler, I don't have a true filler on this album, right? I
Neither
don't have in the sense that the filler is kind of that song that they needed to throw in to sort of round out the album. But when
Yeah.
you're
So
dealing with, they're
mm,
not cramming 12 to 15 songs on their albums. They're not
no.
they're not giving us fillers.
Yeah.
And so I guess the way that I'm talking about this one is just, did I have like a least favorite song on the album? And
Mm,
it it's not even that Live Survival is my least favorite song on the album. That's not even what I'm trying to suggest. I think what it is it's that as I'm listening to the album, I'm not ready for the gentle song at track 3.
right.
Like I'm still rocking. And so I'm inclined to just hurry up and jump ahead to track 4 and to kind of just keep moving along there. And so I think for me, although I do like the way that track 3 and 4 lead into each other, but yeah, I know. I think that for me, Live Survival, I would have, if
It's
I was
too
a
early.
sequencer, I would have put it later.
Okay. Well, the song might, and I don't have a filler either, but I do have a moment where I thought, "Come on, hurry up, guys! Come on, come on!" So this goes for like 12 and a half minutes,
Yeah, almost 13.
and like track 3, it's a really sad song, and I really enjoyed it early on, and then it's a very patient song, but maybe too much so. Like he doesn't even start singing till the 4.5 minute mark. Very and I don't feel like I want to criticize it because it's perhaps the most personal and vulnerable he's gotten so far with this band. Like his lyrics are really really personal. So I don't want to criticize, but I just like by the 9-10 minute mark, I feel like we've done this epic album. We're into our 58th minute, and this song just keeps going, and I'm like, okay, wind it up. Come on, come on, come on. I've done the album now, and it just sort of keeps going on and on. So I just thought maybe if I did have one minor criticism, and I guess that what our filler category is about, right? It doesn't have to be this song sucks, but
Hmm.
I just thought by the end of that last song, I thought, come on, maybe we could have cut this last 3 or 4 minutes out, guys, and wound it up, or like you suggested, maybe and move that third one to the end and just finish with that whimper. Standout moment, you got one?
Yeah, I do actually. It's, but it's not like a single moment. I mean, I could call it a single. I could point to a single moment, but it's
Mm,
kind of just all over. It's Devin Holt's guitar playing. Well, like, where
right.
did that come from?
Yeah.
He's dominating on this album in a way he didn't on the last two. If I've got to point to a single moment, I can point to the solo in Thrones.
Yeah.
Uh, but but honestly, he's just all over this album.
Yeah.
He does for Thrones. I mean, Throne. I won't go into it because I'm not talking about that song. I'm talking about the guitar playing. But there's another moment where it like turns into that cool kind of master, like at about 3:30, where they get that like that acoustic Master of Puppets kind of feeling to it. Just going back to the Metallica thing.
Yes,
Um,
definitely. No, I had that exact same thing written. Thorn sounds like and Justice for All Metallica
yeah.
incredibly much. Like, and that, like, I had that for many songs. Like, that sounds like that band. Thorn sounded like Metallica, and then there was one. Dancing in Madness sounded. Was it Dancing Madness? Sounded like Pink Floyd.
No, I'm coming to that one next. And like his solo in Dancing in Madness is just, I don't know. I think the only reason if I have to pick a specific moment where I'm going to look at Thrones is because that's the first moment on the album where it's just like, oh, okay, let's do this, right?
Yeah,
And then he does it through the rest of the album. There's just these cool little bits in there where the guitar is just kind of all over the place.
yeah. And so often it's early, like before there's any singing or anything, and they'll start with like a sort of typical sort of some crushing or some heavy chords, and then all of a sudden, oh, we've got a solo already. You're like, oh, cool, that's really good. I
Mhm.
like that solo, and then the rest of the song takes off after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that.
What about you? Standout moment?
Standout moment, yeah. Apart from those like aha moments where that sounds like that band and that sounds like
Hmm.
that band, which happened a few times. I guess it comes back to Heartless for me, and just the climax of Heartless, which I mentioned when I spoke about my killer. I think Heartless is such a good song, and the climax of that song is my standout moment. Mm. What about the lyrics? Some good lyrics on this album.
There are good lyrics. So, do we want to do what were they thinking?
Yeah,
Because I
if you want to do
don't.
that.
That one, I'm also playing fast and loose with the rules on. And instead of like what were they thinking as a negative, I just had a quick hot take on it, and so I
Yep.
turned it instead of what were they thinking. I'm hot taking it
Let's hear it.
basically. And I started with this. I just wanted to kind of come back and finish this. Uh, I like I like their shorter songs, and by shorter songs I mean under 9 minutes.
Mm.
Um, I like I like what they're trying to do. I like that they're more focused, they're more concise, they're less meandering. This album from start to finish kind of feels more consistent, and I think sort of some of these songs kind of being shortened up a little bit and tightened up a little bit maybe helps towards that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you spoke on the last two albums, I think, of like just getting lost and drifting off, and like, what song are we up to again? And I'm guessing you had less of those moments on this album.
Yes, absolutely. It kept my ADHD in check.
Good. Glad to hear it.
um,
While we're on what were they thinking, this is not specific to the album itself, and I'm reluctant to even link to this in the show notes. But have you seen the film clip for the opening track? What's it called again? I Saw the End. Have you seen the film clip?
no,
Yeah,
is
probably.
it linked?
I haven't linked to it. I
Oh,
didn't. I just wanted to hold it back, but
okay.
and I know like you, it's not a, it's your killer, right? And
It
maybe
is.
it's one of the things that held me back from calling it my killer. I just thought that the film clip sucked,
What?
and we had this. There was an who was the other band that had a great song with a sucky film clip? It was Cavalier Conspiracy.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah. That I
remember?
remember.
And then once I
Yes,
saw the
yes,
film clip, I
yes.
was like, oh, I can't listen to the song without thinking of the film clip. I saw the end. Starts really well. They start with this sort of 2001 homage with the sort of planets, and then it finishes with this sort of guy in a suit who's kind of cocaine addled, it seems, and he's sort of really obnoxious and greedy. And I can see what the message is and how the sort of greed of these sort of money hungry Wall Street types is kind of leading us to our doom. But it just doesn't work. I don't know. It feels amateurish. Sorry, guys, if you're listening. And yeah, it kind of killed it for me a little bit. So I'll reluctantly link to it in the show notes. And yeah, but I recommend you listen to the song a few times before you listen to it, so it doesn't colour your views. Or maybe you really like the film clip. Maybe you disagree with me, in which case, email us and tell us why I'm an idiot. But I don't know. I tend to think it was a bit of a failure.
Huh.
Unfortunately, because it deserved a great film clip. Anyway,
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I haven't
standout
seen it.
lyric. Standout lyric.
Standout lyric. All right. The standout lyric. I chose the lyrics for, and you kind of touched on this actually. A plea for understanding,
Mm-hmm.
and talked about those primarily because thematically and stylistically they feel different from the lyrics of the other songs. Right.
Yeah.
Most of the other songs kind of are narrative and structure, and this one is more sort of confessional,
Yeah.
just in like where he says like I just want to give you all that you have given me. I mean, these are very kind of just open and personal,
Mm,
trying to love myself but nothing ever changes.
mm.
um, it's kind of a long way from Stone Mountains coming alive.
Yeah. Definitely.
uh,
Definitely.
and I'm not. Yeah,
Really opens himself here, doesn't he?
right. And it was just it was notably different, and I was actually curious if somebody different had written the lyrics because that would have made sense. But actually, it's I think it's Brett Campbell that
Yeah, it's
wrote the
Brett
lyrics,
Campbell. Brett
and
Campbell.
he's been a primary lyric writer all along. So
Mm,
this is just a stylistic shift for him.
yeah. Yeah, I love the lyrics on that. I keep talking about Heartless, so I'm going to talk about it again because my favorite lyrics, and I just thought it was such a great concept for a song. So What in particular? So it took me a while to realize what he was singing about. This is Roland. The music and lyrics is Roland here, who's had a sort of increasing creative input as we've gone along. And I just think the lyrics of this are amazing. But after the sort of washed out middle bit, it comes back and he just says, "There, it's done. I've
Hmm.
ended its dominion. Blood red tyrant now overthrown. Empty chest without familiar rhythm. In knowledge mine, deepest secrets shown." I just love. I don't know. I just love the concept. I think it's really well executed, and the lyrics are a big part of that. So they're my favorite lyrics on the album. But honestly, like lyrically, very strong throughout. I mean, this is an intelligent band, I think.
Hmm.
And you don't always expect that when you say we're gonna listen to Doom now, and you just kind of don't expect the sort of to have this level of sophistication in the concepts and lyrics. So well done, Pallbearer. Any overall thoughts before we move on to Band Brownlow? I mean, is this their best album so far?
See, I think so, but I mean, it's like kind of as I had said earlier. I feel like I'm okay with this. I'm there for the ride. We jumped into this band with the idea of doing a doom band, and I think we got that for a while. But I think we're kind of I think they're sort of their range and is growing, and they're kind of breaking down some of the confines or whatever of being genre specific.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think that this is their best album. It's you kind of referred to it's more sophisticated, it's more mature, it's
yeah,
yeah, I think it is.
yeah. I think if they'd just done what's it called, Sorrow and Extinction, three times over and over again, would be starting to get a little worn down by now. It's
Right.
interesting, and I mean, I really enjoyed that album, but I don't think I could have. I don't think that's the sort of album you can just keep releasing over and over again
Mm-mm.
without the listener losing a bit of interest. So I love the fact that they're evolving, bringing in new influences. I mean, the influences are fairly obvious on this, and that's okay. I feel like Tool's an increasing influence. I feel like Metallica, surprisingly. And yeah, I mentioned Pink Floyd, so that willingness to slow down and just let that lead guitar soar away. So yeah, some interesting new influences coming in, and yeah, I really want to see where they take this next. I'm thoroughly looking forward to the next album, and just you know, I'm there with you. I'm there for the ride too. So I'm enjoying this, and I really want to see
Well, the
what's up
next
next.
album, I mean, I think this it's the next album that sort of at least put them on my radar,
Hmm.
right? It's the next album was the one that was showing up, I think, in like all those
Yeah,
best of
yeah, yeah,
kind of when the world was on lockdown and all we had to do was listen to music.
yeah. All we needed was Doom to get us through COVID. Proggy Doom.
Proggy Doom.
Yeah.
So Brownlow, do
Yeah,
you want to
Bam
start off with
Brownlow.
that?
Bam Brownlow. This is good because it's almost Brownlow time in Australia. Not that I'm in Australia anymore, but I think the Brownlow itself. What do we have? So we're up to semi-finals in the Australian football now, and then we'll have preliminary finals next week, and then yeah, so we're about 2 weeks away from the actual Brownlow. So I don't know. I don't know if that means it. Maybe there's some extra points for this one. You want to? I reckon you're going to go the guitarist, right? 3 votes. I'm
Oh,
predicting.
see, man,
Have I ruined it?
hold up, that was supposed to be the big reveal.
But we all knew that. You've been
Because
talking about the guitarist all
but
episode.
I always go bass player. Like I thought my thing was bass player. And then I was gonna be
Nah.
like, nah, I was gonna like juke on you. I was gonna be like, no, you thought I was going there, but I'm not going there.
All right. What I'm more interested in is did the bass player get 2 votes on this album?
All right, you know what, you want to just do my Brownlow too?
Yeah, do your Brownlow.
No, you go ahead and do my Brownlow. You've already done the damn thing. So who's
uh,
my one? Who's my one vote?
I don't know.
If I'm so damn predictable.
I don't
Yes, yes,
know.
yes. Devin Holt got 3 votes. Joseph Rowland got 2 votes. Brett Campbell got 1 vote. There,
Ah.
you bastard. Now do yours.
All right.
You know what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
No, they do care. I think it's the same as yours.
Yeah,
I love the guitars on this.
I know.
Who was 2 for you? The bass player.
the bass player,
I'm going
and
Roland.
he wrote your favorite song ever.
You're right. You've convinced me. Does that mean he has to get my 3 even?
Well,
All right, he's getting my 3. I'm giving
getting your
3 to the
3.
bass player.
All right, look at you. Look at
Yeah.
you. Spread your
Didn't
wings.
expect that, listener.
There it is. We still got a surprise.
2 to the guitar guy, Holt.
Holt.
1 to Brett Campbell. Even though, like, his vocals, man, so
I
good.
know. Agreed.
So good. And the drums are fantastic too. Like, really, just nothing overdone. Perfect for this music. But anyway, someone's got to miss out.
That's the way that goes.
But you've got cross-country teams to go and coach, and I've got
I do.
bed to go and lie in. So why don't we wind it up? You know, we don't need to. There's nothing more to say. There's nothing more to add. Great album. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Stick with us, listeners, for the next one, which maybe is going to be even better. Who knows?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to this next one.
Should be great. So
They don't self-produce. Is that? I mean, can I say that?
Don't they? Yeah. Who produces? Not Billy again.
No. Randall Dunn,
What's
who
Randall
actually
done now?
he's done like he's done Sun O, Jesse Sykes, Thurston Moore, Earth, Bjork. I don't know. We'll talk more about this next time.
Bjork. Wow.
Bjork. Yeah.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah. I'll be interested to see a few things. Like, are the songs just going to keep getting shorter? Do they keep? I don't know. There's a lot of interest in the next album. So stick with us, listener, as we explore it, and you can explore it with us. So go and chase it up now and give it a listen for the next few weeks or month or so till we get around to recording the next one. Stick with us on the journey. It's the journey into intentional listening. It's a great thing to do, and I love it. I love this, Scott. I'm so glad we're still doing this. Like, just to have a reason, yes, this is the album I'm listening to now. I think that's important. I think that's good.
How many episodes have we done?
I don't know, but when we get to 100, we're doing a best of or something.
All right. Can we do a mailbag, like where our 2 emails?
Yeah, we'll go through the mailbag.
An episode where
we'll
we
read
answer
all the spam from Martin Popoff. Yeah. You know what? When we get to 100, and look, maybe we're at 40. I have no idea, but I feel like we're
gotta
more
be
well
up there
advanced than that. But anyway, when we get to 100, this is band 10. I don't know. We'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do a playlist. How's that? Just to go against everything we stand for of all our best tracks.
Our
best track of every album.
Are we gonna shuffle?
Yes, we're shuffling.
Amazing. I look forward to it.
Yeah. Anyway, look, this has been Unshuffled. We do appreciate every single listener. We think it's great that anyone at all tunes in and listens to us waffle on. So thank you for doing that now, or maybe in the year 2073 when we get discovered. If you want to email us, you can do so. Our email address is unshuffledpod@gmail.com. All our show notes and all the rest go on our website, unshuffledpod.com. We have an account on the site formerly known as Twitter. Our handle is @unshuffledpod. So there's a couple of ways you can reach us if you ever feel the need. But you don't have to. You can just listen to us and, agree or disagree as you like.
You don't even have to listen to us and we'll still like you.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't listen to us. That's okay too.
Like our wives.
Oh, so true. We've got thank yous to give as well. Small Stone and Seven Planets. Small Stone's a great record label. Seven Planets are a great band. And they're instrumental, so you can listen to it while you're working. Like, you can just stick it on your headphones and work away and not be distracted by lyrics and still get that cool, fuzzy stoner rock groove going. Nod your head and correct some maths papers or some English essays, and it's fine. So Seven Planets is the band. The album our opening track, Vanguard, is from, is called Explorer, but there's other Seven Planets album, and there's heaps on Small Stone, so go and check out that record label. With that said, we are done, Scott. It's always a pleasure, and this has been particularly pleasurable. Great album, thoroughly enjoyed it, and the next one might be even better, who knows. Thank you, Scotty.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, listener.